To my channel. Today we're going to be doing a bark. I had some leftover chocolate chip cookies that we didn't want to eat anymore, so I just wanted to find a creative way to come up with something that we could do with them instead of just throwing them away. We also have some crushed pecans over here, and we have some white chocolate and some dark chocolate. Now you can use candy melts a lot of the times this is popular, but I've just used bars of white chocolate that we melted in the refrigerator. I mean in the microwave, excuse me. And then what we did just to loosen it up, we just added a little bit of canola oil, and sometimes that helps to get it a little bit more smoother and glossy. So I also have over here just a tray that we use you know, from time to time, and we have some parchment paper. You could also use wax paper or something underneath just to make sure that you can lift the chocolate up in the bark once you created it after it is cooled. So right now I just have this already melted, and what I like to do is just alternate between the two and just keep it stirring so it doesn't stick or get cold. So what we're going to do, and I'll also get a spatula to help me with this, is we're just going to pour the white chocolate. You can start in a little line, but keep in the center of the surface. And we're just going to pour it. And we're just going to make sure that we get it spread on the entire sheet in the middle. All right. Looking good so far. And then I'm just going to grab a spatula to help me get the rest of this goodness out. Really simple. Alright, I'm just going to smooth this out just a little bit. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is just to start to layer some of this goodness on top of the white chocolate fairly quickly. Not going to create a lot. I'm just going to smooth because it's looking like it's a little thicker on this side, so we're just going to smooth it out a little bit more on this side. And again, add some of that goodness. And you can use anything. It doesn't have to be chocolate chip cookies. It could be something like Oreos. A lot of people like those. Or if you had a bake sale at church or with your kids, you can use some of those. And I'm just layering that with some of these awesome pecans. And then I'm going to go back, and this is optional because some people like to mix the chocolate first, but I like to have layers of goodness. So what I'm going to do is just take this dark chocolate and start to pour it on top, kind of as a contrast to that lovely white chocolate. And just use that on top of all this goodness. And it doesn't have to be neat. It could be at your own pace. Just make sure you keep the chocolate melted. And it could be at your own design. And the amount of product that I used, it was about 1 cup of the white chocolate, and this is about half a cup of the dark chocolate chips melted. So we got majority of that, and this is about 3 large chocolate chips, and I'm just going to go back and just finish layering, especially on that big lump of chocolate, dark chocolate, and just try to use the remainder of this. And get the sides of it too. Just make sure I get all of the surfaces that looked untouched. And the nuts as well. Try to get those in some of those crevices that look like they're a little empty. Alright, and I'm just going to pat that just so it can touch some of the chocolate. Alright, and then we're going to put this in the refrigerator probably for about 5 or 10 minutes. And we're going to come back and see what it looks like. Alright, so this is what our bark looks like once it's had a chance to chill. And what you're going to do is just lift up the paper that's underneath the tray, and you're going to start to break it up. And there's no right or wrong way to break this. So what I'm just going to do is fold it over, because of course your hands are warm and it'll melt the chocolate. So you want to do it in a way that is able to break it up and to also not start to melt it with your hands. Alright. And like I said, you can do this with any type of nut that you like. I'm going to put that in the middle. And then you can also do it with any type of topping, any type of chocolate that you want. And this is a nice gift that you can do, and I'll show you what you can use as a gift. But we're just going to start to plate everything so I can show you the sizes, all different sizes that you can create. Alright, and then as gifts, what you could also do is I got these little bags that you can use, and you could just put a couple of pieces inside of the bag, like so. Tie it up with the twist tie. You could put a nice bow on here as well, and give this as a gift. It's a nice gift, and you could just put a little tie and maybe add a bow, and that's also a perfect way to give a gift. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please feel free to write them on my page, and make sure that you subscribe and like this video. Look forward to seeing you in the future. Goodbye.